Video will be titled "How to Stop." Well, yeah, how to stop empowering black girls who swirl. Women do a lot of shit to feel empowered, to feel important. They say a lot of shit to feel important because they know it gets under the skin of certain men, certain black men, shit. And 'cause those men respond in a certain way that makes black women feel empowered and important. And the way that you stop that is to stop responding. And that's what this swirling shit is really about. It's just like a woman who, let's say, you don't care for this woman, right? Or let's say y'all might have had a relationship and you moved on or whatnot. What that woman would do is probably get with another guy and be all in your face and talking about how great he is and how much better he is than you and all that kind of old shit. They do that to make themselves feel better, to make themselves feel important because they think that it bothers you. And the best way to handle that type of shit is to ignore them. That's what really kills a lot of them. They just destroys them. And that's what all this swirling shit is. With people like Crystalline and all that shit, she's a butthurt black chick who, one thing, another thing about women is they overestimate themselves. A woman who's a 4 thinks she can get a man who's an 8. A woman who's a 3 thinks she can get a man who's a 7. You know, and they get pissed off when they can only attract guys who are of their equal. Or they might get a guy who's an 8, and he might kick it with her for a minute and move on to something that they feel is better. But that's what women like Kristen are all about. They're women who a lot of black guys didn't value like that. So their way of boosting their value, particularly in the eyes of black guys, is to say, "Oh, I date white men," because in their minds and what they're taught to believe is that white guys are the cream of the crop. You know what I'm saying? And it's really a bunch of baloney. Like, I see black women with really horrible looking white guys. You know what I'm saying? And dudes, niggas don't look at them and be like, oh, they don't feel no kind of way about it because these black women themselves aren't really all that attractive. You know what I'm saying? That's another myth that needs to be busted that black women get these stellar white guys and shit. And it's a load of shit because they think this is what they think. Because society bigs up white women and they try to make people believe that niggas just love white women, that white women look better than black women and all that old BS. They think that black guys feel like white guys look better than them. And it's not true. I've never seen a white guy who was like, oh, he looks better than me. You know what I'm saying? I look at white guys and I'm like, these dudes, these dudes are they need a lot. They need work to do. A lot of them are out of shape. A lot of them are made funny. A lot of them have no style about themselves or any of that shit. And that's really the main reason why a lot of white women are actually not fucking with white guys or coming to black guys. Cause one thing about black dudes is black dudes do put to have their look game on point. You know what I'm saying? Black cats, they do work on their looks and shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of white guys don't. I remember watching a TV show some years ago about interracial white women dating black guys. And the white woman was like, white guys are like wash and wear. You know what I'm saying? And the black dudes were more stylish and shit. And it's actually pretty accurate, you know. White dudes don't. A lot of them they have no style. They just get up in the morning and do their thing or whatever. You know, brothers do pay attention to some of their looks. Some of them. I'm not gonna say all black dudes, but a lot of us do. And back to like women wanting to prove something to, or one up black men, and a lot of times black women are also trying to one up white women. You know what I'm saying? By, oh, I got me a white man, and a lot of times these are white guys who white women don't want. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, one thing about it, if a white woman want a white man, she will have that white man. And I see white guys talking to black women and shit. And what I notice is the white guys usually always talking about what they have. You know, they always talking about, I got this, I got that, I got this, and I got that. And they think and it does impress black women to an extent. But the thing about it is, shit like that really doesn't trump sexual attraction and shit. See, a bitch will fuck with a dude because he got stuff. But that's not going to stop her from cheating with another motherfucker who she feels is more sexually attractive than that guy. But I noticed that the white guys usually talking about they're enticing the black women with more like I got this, I got that, that kind of shit. And that type of shit only works for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It only works for a minute. Because one thing about people, and this is human nature, people in general are kind of ungrateful. You know, people in general, they'll like the luxury shit you got. They'll like that for a minute, but that doesn't like sustain a relationship and shit. A bitch gotta actually like your motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? But brothers need to stop empowering these women by talking about by acting so hurt that they date interracially or whatnot. Be honest with you, truth be told, that shit is a serious minority. I mean, real talk. And a lot of the black women who I see who date interracial, I don't even want. You know what I'm saying? It's really just an old trend. It's another way of black women kind of trying to raise their value up in the eyes of black dudes. It's like, okay, take a black chick who's a four to some of these brothers, right? And the brothers might fuck with her for a minute, then they off to the next one. So what the black woman does is she said, I'm gonna get me a white man because they think that, like I said, they think that brothers are jealous of white guys. And some brothers do react off of that shit. But if the chick had came back to those brothers, they still treat her like she was a four because she's a four. You know what I'm saying? So stop empowering those swirling black women or so-called the ones who say they're swirling because if you go on YouTube, you believe that when you walk out that door, you just find all these interracial couples with black women and white guys. I don't see that shit. I see it every now and then, but it's not like the internet, you know. And like I said, it's their way of sort of raising their stock because all women are delusional and shit. But that's all I gotta say on this.